to our podcast series USP, Unfolding Startup Potentials, where we deep dive into the stories of founders, leaders, innovators who are closely working with AI and are shaping the future of it. My name is Chetna, and for today, our guest is Rishab Sharma, co founder of Personate.ai. Rishab is a self taught data scientist who has turned his passion for algorithms and AI into a career of innovations. Together, let's understand his journey, his work, and what he thinks about AI powered creativity. Over to you, Rishab.
So, for me, AI has been a tool which is being used since my early days of my career. So, after coming out from Pilani, I started as a scientist at ISRO. So, I was there during the 18-19 phase of ISRO where Chandrayaan 2 was happening. So, we were part of those teams, and post that, I went to work for Geo for a few years. I was working for one of the acquisition fund. So I was working as a data scientist over there. We were being in ISRO, being in Find, we were building continuously tools around AI. At that time, generative AI was not a hype. Generative AI was a wannabe skill which was still not as realized. In terms of its development, the state of the art was not at the point that it can be utilized in a day-to-day life. It was before the LLM boom, which happened back in 22, 23, when the LLM started coming and the GPT burst happened. Before that, also generative AI was there. The generative AI was more of a tool of image editing. It cannot be scaled through to videos at that time, but it was still it was something which can be used to remove a background of an image, to edit an image, to morph an image, to change the face of a person. That was all possible at that time, but it was not that much scalable in videos. And back in 21, when I and my other co-founder had this idea of getting a synthetic media tech in place, the state of the art in AI videos was not at the point at which it can be scaled to thousands of people in terms of tools, consumer based tools. So that's how we started this vision that why not develop an AI in India which can be used to synthesize humans, which can be used to make human talk without having them into the presence. So that's how the journey started.
That's amazing. So, what problem do you think Personate.ai is solving right now?
So we solve two core main problems, which is the most human problem ever in the space of media, which is the problem of scalability of presence. So an anchor, an influencer cannot be always be present, right? So just right now, if you want to write a LinkedIn or a tweet, or you want to write a LinkedIn post, you will just open your mobile and you will start writing. But for the same for videos, you can't do it. For text, it is so simple right now that you can just open an app, start writing a post, and you will be on the wall. But for videos, it is still a process of production, pre-production, production, post-production, and that too takes a time of a few days to weeks. For some influencers, it may be a single day, but still the scalability of presence is still there. That okay, you are in a car and you want to make a post on a video, right? Of a video post, but to do that, you need to go into a studio, you need to record yourself with a mic, then you have to go on a post production table, do the editing, and then finally upload the video. But how do we make this thing so scalable that okay, you are sitting on a mobile and you want to post a video on social media, a reel, a properly edited reel, and you have few minutes. That's what the problem we are solving is the scalability of human presence. And the second core problem which we are solving is the scalability of editing. So editing is still a bottleneck in the major media space. Editing has to be done across days. For a good production quality, for a professional production quality, editing takes few hours to few days, depending on what your final output target is. So these are the two core problems which we are solving right now.
So, you're saying that if I want to become an influencer and I can create my own avatar and just use it for my social media channels.
Exactly. So if you want, if you like you have right now, you have a app, let's say, You have Canva probably. And in Canva, what you do, you go and edit some templates, right? Out there. It's just as simple as that. You just edit the text and it exports as a video probably. But in terms of you being in a video, you need to shoot yourself, right? That's what the AI clones do for you. So you can be an AI influencer of yourself as well, or you can have a synthetic. If you're not so much camera savvy or you don't want to put yourself in front of the screen, you can have an AI influencer take your position, or you don't have to record yourself at all after this AI clone is done.
Interesting. So, Rishabh, can you tell me your first interaction with AI? How was it? Or when was it?
Yeah, so as much as I remember, my first interaction with AI was Google Maps.
Okay.
So when you put a destination on Google Maps, it directly predicts that how much time you're going to take to reach there, and that's AI. AI is not something. So how we understand AI is not something too much sci-fi. It is making invisible something invisible seamless. So if you can make that happen without people realizing they're using something which is AI or too hi-fi, that is what our understanding of AI should be. That it is something which would be invisible but should be helping you as a assistant or as a collaborator.
And Rishabh, before this podcast, we were discussing about AI avatars in newsroom. So you were mentioning that the Sudhir Chaudhary, which we see in the newsroom, is not actually him; it's his avatar.
Exactly. So we back in 23, what we started at Personate was how we started our cases, the use cases. The first use case of Personate which we rolled out was AI newsrooms. So AI newsroom is where we clone the anchors, which can take their place when the anchor is not actually in the newsroom. So that's what AI anchors do for you. And we started our first launch with Archter. So back then, Ashtak had Sudhir Chaudhary, Ashtak right now, unknown Pressure, multiple anchors they have. So, but we started with a synthetic anchor first. In 23, we launched AI Sana for Ashtak. AI Sana was world's first AI synthetic anchor, which was hosting a newsroom completely by itself. So back then it was a great achievement, but we always do not look into a backyard of what the innovation is going on. It was not so much revered across the world, but at the same time it was too much. Well, it was so seamless that people did realize at the first time that it was AI hosting the actual prime times or actual shows on Ashtar. So that's how we started our AI anchors journey. We then started cloning real anchors as well. So it started with something synthetic, but then went to AI real anchors. So right now, even today, till today, in 25, if you open the prime time, you will see a AI anchor co-hosting the show alongside a real unknown question. At the same time, if you open 8 p.m. show with Shweta Singh, there's a high chance that you might be seeing a AI avatar of her. So AI avatars are not something which will take away their position, but they will be assistive to them when they are not in the newsroom. So they don't need to be present always in the newsroom. They can be out there in the field. They can do more ground reporting, and at the same time, their AI clone would be hosting the show from the studio itself.
So can we say, like, in a way, AI is replacing their job in a way?
AI, so it's a way of it's a perspective. It is replacing the skills which are redundant in nature. So if your skill is not too much orchestrative or too much management wise, AI will come into your place. I'm just not talking about media, but across the board. If your skill is too redundant in nature, it can be automated or it can be robotized. How we say it can be replaced through a robotic process. Then AI will very easily take over that skill down the lane in a few years. It is already doing it, and it will grow. It will grow more bigger down the lane. And if you are not the person which is journalist in nature, as you know, recently Vinod Khosla also quoted that the biggest skill of the future is going to be journalism. Journalist in the sense that you can do everything, not the journal one, but the actually being very journal in nature that you can actually do any you can learn fast, you can adapt to new technologies, new ways of life very fast. Then only you would be able to survive in the corporate world in the upcoming days.
So we have to be jack of all trades.
Exactly. You don't need to be too much specialist because AI can become a specialist very easily.
Correct.
So you need to be a more orchestration side of the things rather than being a specialist.
So, Rishabh, all our viewers are actually data science and AI enthusiasts, and others who are still thinking about it. So, what advice would you like to give them, like how they cannot be replaced from AI?
So one core major thing which people need to understand is that how AI will grow. So right now, what AI you are seeing is AI prompting. So you do a prompt and AI works on an instruction level. But down the lane, in a few years, what AI will evolve into is agentic AI. So AI will not work on instructions. AI will work for outcomes. So let's say you right now you tell GPT to write a script for a small reel probably. But down the lane, you will not be instructing GPT to just write a script. You will be saying GPT, okay, grow my YouTube channel by 50%. It's the outcome. Now AI is derived is actually positioned to work for an outcome rather than just instructions. Now it will plan the script, it will plan the influencer, it will plan the editing, it will plan the distribution itself. So it will know, okay, I will distribute it on Instagram, I will distribute it on YouTube. It will have the control to go and publish those content across multiple channels and then take back the analytics from those channels and start developing more strategies. So it will be going into the strategic manner as well, which is the agentic version of this AI. So if someone is right now targeting to enter the field of AI, they should align their skills towards the agentic version. Rather than just the prompting version, they should more focus on an holistic development of an AI system rather than just building bits and pieces. Obviously, they have to start with building bits and pieces of the system, but the final goal should be that they should be able to produce a whole system which should be outcome focused rather than instruction focused.
Understood. So basically, how to build an AI system itself, if we learn that, then I think.
Exactly. So the understanding of AI system should be very clear to any aspirant that we do not have to build a system which will do a singular job. It has to build a complete system that an outcome is influenced. So people will not be focused, will not be buying your product or will not be buying your services or your talent just because you are able to solve one part of the system. They will be more trusting you if you can build an outcome.
Understood. And Rishabh, at Personate, what challenges do you face? Because I'm sure video production is not that easy. And even we face challenges while editing an image or creating an AI generated image. So there must be a lot of challenges in video as well.
So at the top level, the one of the challenge which we have faced while building Personate is that people do not fear that Personate will not work. It is not that case, but people fear that it will work too good and it will replace them. That's the first thing which comes into mind when we introduce Personate to a media thing. So when we introduce Personate, they're like, okay, they have this first fear coming in that okay, it is going to replace some things from our workflow. So it is not about that it will work or not. How good it will work is their actual fear. But the second level of this challenge which we face is the consistency. So when we're talking about videos, consistency matters, emotion matters, a lot of emotion plus the way you deliver, the delivery matters. So everything all put together is actually a content which can engage you, which has a high hook rate, which has a high hold rate, is what matters right now in this world of short form content. People actually might be recording long form content, but at the end, the major traction comes from short form. And to get that engagement from the short form, because they will go to your long form only if they are watching your short form. Right now, that's what the trend is. That okay, if they watch your shorts, if they watch your reels, they'll probably go and subscribe to your YouTube channel as well. So it starts with short, it goes to long, but in the short, the engagement rate, keeping that engagement rate so high, so that a scene doesn't stay after 4 or 5 seconds. It has to switch. Even if the anchor is there in the scene, it has to go for a zoom in. Teaching AI those things, what a human editor has in mind, that okay, let me do a cut after 4 seconds, let's just too long a sentence, people will lose attention. Or let's put a transition over here, let's put some animations over here. teaching AI that is a challenge of its own, because on social media trends keep on changing. Right, today some editing template might be really good, but tomorrow some Ali Abdul or some good editor will push a better template, and you would be saying, okay, why not build this? So AI has to learn that as well. So AI has to keep up the pace with humans right now. Probably in the future, AI will be also innovating things, but right now AI is learning from humans. It has to catch up to that, and it's our responsibility at Personate to keep the AI trend into the AI brain always. So we have to keep the AI updated. Okay, this is the new trend which is coming. Learn about this script editing. So now it will analyze it, and it will try to keep up what a good reel on a million plus reel would look on Instagram, and it will learn that okay, it has done 12 cuts, it has done 15 cuts, it has done this type of editing. It will adapt to it, because people will want that. People will always get bored from some editing formats after a year or a few months time right now. So keeping the editing trend as in place is also a major challenge.
Got it. Even my next question was related to this, that AI and creativity often don't go hand in hand, because you cannot teach how human thinks or how human thinks about creativity. So is AI augmenting human creativity, or can it replace it?
So AI, as I told earlier, started with something of an instructional form, where you have to give it instruction and it has to do something, where the creativity dies. Because if you have to instruct it something, the creativity is not there. Right? Creativity comes when something reasons itself and thinks deeper. Creativity will come in that phase only. So when you are going very deep within a particular task, you will be more creative. If you are just following some instructions, you can't be so much creative about it. The AI is now transitioning from instructional AI to the agentic AI, which is more of a reasoning AI. It questions itself when it does something. So if it has put out captions at the below the face, it will question itself that is it the actual place where people will see the caption, or should I put it lower? Or is it too much low, or should I put the caption up? So that's the creative zone which opens up that AI is reasoning itself that why should I not do 10 more things in this? So whenever it has more options to look at, and when it's reasoning between all those options, it will open a small creative zone for AI to go into. Obviously, humans have a bigger appetite for creativity than what AI can do right now. Humans are more analytical. They'll observe things. They learn from things very quickly. And even the human brain also works in a manner that it is able to adapt to new changes very easily. But at the same time, it can design new changes. So it can be the first mover, the human brain, but AI in terms of being a first mover, right now the state is not there. It has to learn from the data and it has to adapt to that.
Mhm. Understood. And what shift do you see in next 5 years, especially in video creation, AI powered creativity?
So we can vouch on that down the lane in next 5 years you would be seeing a huge revolution in terms of completely production grade videos coming out from AI models. Right now, AI models are very good, but they can generate up to 8 seconds or less than that, or probably 12 seconds maximum of a video, which with a consistent shot. But a singular production rate video would at least be a minute or more. That's what the expectation is. So down the line in 5 years, AI will expand its generation capacity to go up to 5 minutes. But at the same time, this agentic versions of AI will also be a part of the system to make it more engaging. So it won't be a single shot happening for 1 minute. It would be cuts happening. AI would know that okay, I need to do a cut. I need to do this transition. In terms of video, editing would be the second, would be the next thing which would be automated now. The production is too much automated right now. I'm not talking about A roles, but B roles are highly automated right now. People are using B roles generated using AI too much right now. A roles are also right now coming as Personate is more focused on the A role part. We are also right now automating the A roles, and B roles is already at a state of the art. A roles will also come at the state of the art by the end of this year. And what next phase which the AI developers will be focusing on is the combination of A roles and B roles together in a full editable form, so that you just enter a instruction, it will do the A role B role part itself and give you a final polished output.
What is exactly A role B role?
So A role is like direct where the anchor is being shot,
Okay.
where you have where the anchor is in focus, and you're talking to the camera or you're talking to someone else. This is the first part, and the B roll is the footage which is coming to engage anyone. So if you are talking about a topic and we push in a footage which explains that whatever we are talking about, it just explains it in a graphical manner, in an illustrative manner. That would be the B roll part. So if you have seen, there are platforms which are able to generate these B-rolls very easily. You have to just prompt it to generate a B-roll. But for an A-roll, companies like us, which are more synthetic anchor or which are synthetic media focused, are in place. The combination of these two is the next thing which is coming.
So you're saying that this podcast would have been AI generated?
Exactly, we generate some podcasts for one of our customers for using AI as well.
So you have to figure out if this is Rishab or is AI avatar. That's very interesting. So when it comes to AI and everything, there's a lot of risk involved in it, especially with videos. I mean, we see a lot of morphing videos and everything. How do you prevent that, and how do Personate works with that?
So we have a 3 level of security in order to make sure that our technology is not misused in any form. The first level comes in the direct studio production, where the production is happening, where you enter a script. The script is analyzed by our guardrail AI. The guardrail AI makes sure that you are not using any politically infringement, you are not using any abusive words or something which is a blacklist under Personate's policy. So the first layer comes in that. The second layer comes is the clone which you have done. Do you have the consent of the video as well as the audio consent of that person which you are cloning? So the second guardrail comes in there, that you are not cloning someone which you do not have access to, or you are not misusing someone else's data. So this is the second guardrail. The third is the post-production guardrail, that when the final production comes out, we do a check again to make sure that some bits and pieces have not been missed in the first and the second guardrail. So the third guardrail makes sure that anything which goes out in the hands of the people to be downloadable from our platform is protected in all those under all those policies which Personate has published. And the third guardrail also makes sure that the distribution, if it's happening, if you are publishing using Personate link, it doesn't go. So if we have a watermark over there, it doesn't go on some unauthorized channels.
Understood. I mean, yeah, that has to be done for video, especially. And Rishabh, let's say it's 2035. What do you think the world looks like?
So in by 2025, obviously, the majority of the low-skilled jobs would not be there anymore. People would be more focusing on a higher skill or something more of a creative end. People would be more shifting to a creative end. And in terms of software, at least in terms of software, people will not be doing redundancy, any small bits and pieces on a repeated level daily. They would be more focusing on orchestrating things. They would be more focusing on managing things, managing multiple AI agents probably. That's what the future would look like as per my understanding, that people would have agents for everything. People would have agents for writing, people would have agents for videos, whatever a day-to-day job is, people would have agents for finance, people would have agents for every bits and pieces. They would be more of deploying agents rather than just instructing AI anymore. They will be deploying AIs for various tasks. Okay, go and do this task for me. So they will be more focused on that. And I truly believe that people right now should target that as well. That how to make AI work for you. Because if you do not know how to make AI, because AI is not that simple to make it work. If you just enter a random prompt, there's high chances that you might not get consistent results in 3 prompts. Right? And if you enter it prompts 3 times, it will obviously generate some randomness always. So it's always Better to know how to instruct AI, how to make it do what you want exactly, not what it wants. Because will, as AI models will grow, they will hallucinate more. It will learn on more data. It will learn more hallucinations as well. That hallucination is subjective in nature. It can be something of your use, or it can be something random happening. So if you want certainty in a system, so if you want the system to work in a certain manner, that if you are tell it something and it's doing that, the certainty what how humans work, right? If I tell my colleague something and it does that thing, before AI you can't be sure, right? The certainty gap will increase, will decrease. AI will be more certain in nature. So instructing AI, making AI work is the prime skill which people should inculcate right now, so that by 2035, when the world is more working on a way where people are deploying AI for multiple cases, people who would know very well how to make these AI work will actually rule their various sectors.
Understood. And Rishabh, if you're not building Personate.ai, what do you think you would be doing right now?
So I would probably be working as a data scientist in some company, or I would be a content creator because I love creating content back then as well. I was more of a blogger. I used to blog a lot before I started Personate. I I used to write a lot. I was a writer for data science and all. I used to publish on blogs and Medium and all. But I would be probably doing blogging and researching right now. But I'm not a person who would be doing too much coding down the line, because right now, as we are seeing as well, that coding is getting automated as well. So people are building the last pieces of software, which now the AI will build itself after that. So probably I would be in those areas where I would be creating content out of these areas.
So even you would be using AI.
Yes, yes. Actually, AI is the go-to skill to use because you can scale.
Correct.
Because if you need a million followers, you would need a lot of time right now. You would need more than a few years to build a million follower viewership unless you go trending or lucky. But if you scale, there's a strategy which a company Cluely came up with. They span the internet with videos. Cluely, if you might have known, so it's a company which is an invisible AI assistant to help you cheat. So if you are in an interview, Cluely will come up to help you cheat whatever the interviewer is asking you. So what they did different was that they spam the internet and TikTok with reels of about Cluely, how people are using Cluely, and they literally went too serious into it. They published thousands of reels. They hired a bunch of influencers. They actually hired influencers and they flooded the internet with reels of Looney, and it went to million plus usage within few months. So scaling your content is one of the best strategy which you can right now opt for, unless and until you want to be to wait to be lucky enough to actually explore that viral point. If you don't want to wait and just do lots of A/B iterations to test which viral point you want to be, which will take a lot of time, the better way is to flood content out there and let AI handle the flood itself with search and flood.
And everything has changed. Like you now, people used to work on SEO and other social media platforms, but now it's very different.
Exactly.
You have to work around GEO.
Exactly. So GEO is the core capability which companies will look for down the line, and especially companies which offer complex solutions. So if you are offering a complex solution, not a very simplistic product, not selling a protein powder, or you are not selling something very direct, and if your solution solves a complex problem in a workflow, people will not be able to directly search you on Google probably, and they would have a habit of going to GPT or going to any LLM to ask for this problem. It's better that you know what keywords are in that problem. So you must understand what problem you are solving in the first phase. And if you are very clear on the problem which you are solving, you can have those discussions out there on Reddit or on any open forum, so that these LLMs can know, okay, this discussion tags the same keywords which my client is asking to me. So it will probably recommend you over any other thing. The more efforts are going to be in the community. Be in their community, build a community or be in the community and discuss about your problem, discuss about the problem you are solving. You would get more visibility as compared to just building a website with a stack of keywords right now. Also the content game. This is something which is coming up more and more out there, which is the video SEO part. So same with the right now in SEO, it is shifted to the video SEO because right now Google is transcribing videos. So when it transcribes videos, it takes the content from what you are speaking in the video and uses as well. So if you publish more content out there in indirect form, you are actually doing an SEO as well at the same time. So, earlier text post used to be the key frame, but right now video SEO is also coming into major picture.
If the video content matches the problem
Experience.
statement, then it would recommend the video.
So there's a high chance that if you are long form content, if you're publishing, there's a high chance that if it gets transcribed and gets listed on any search engine or any generative engine, the transcription would serve as your meta tag to bring your audience to your website later. So it's better to record more content to discuss the more elaborately you will discuss the problem you are solving, the higher chance that you will land up more customers.
So moving on to our last segment, games. We'll ask few questions to you, Rishab, this or that, and you have to choose between it. So first is automation or augmentation,
Augmentation.
data privacy or data innovation,
Privacy.
predictive AI or generative AI,
Generative.
growth or profitability,
Profitability.
Gen AI in education or Gen AI in healthcare,
Gen AI and healthcare.
robots as colleagues or AI only assistants.
AI and assistants.
Okay. And this is something related to work and your personality. Books or podcasts, coffee or chai,
Coffee.
Elon Musk or Satya Nadella,
You know,
coding nights or strategy days.
coding.
Okay. Great. And there's one last segment you have to answer in one word, like what's your name?
Rishab.
AI in one word,
Future.
leadership in one word.
Vision.
Interesting. Your company's culture in one word, or Personate.ai in one word.
Innovation.
Success in one word,
Impact.
and failure in one word.
Learnings.
That's nice. And Rishabh, what advice would you like to give to our learners?
So one core advice coming from the Gen AI industry I have is that don't be out there just learning things, but whatever you learn, try to be more vocal about it. As per me, two things are going to be more valuable than anything in the future. One is your content, which you publish. It doesn't matter if you are too much content savvy or not. Just be out there, write something, teach other people what you have learned, share the knowledge more. Whatever you are learning, just keep sharing it with other people so that it stays with you longer. That's what my learning has been. That if you keep sharing what you are learning, you will grow your learning further, as well as at the same time you will not forget it very easily if you have shared it with someone and if you are talking more about it. So be vocal about what you are learning. Don't hesitate to share it with people around you or on internet. And the second thing which is going to be more valuable is the skill to be very flexible in nature. Always be very flexible. If you are a front end developer, if you are a back end developer, if you are a data scientist, don't hesitate to switch your role very quickly if you feel it's a need of the hour. Don't be too much fixated on something that you do the best, because in this present industry, no one can be the best, but you can be good at everything, but you cannot be best in something because someone somewhere in the world would be better than you. So So don't try to be have an ego around what your skill is. Try to be more flexible. Try to be more adaptive in nature. Whatever you think right now is the need of the hour to help you grow, do that. Don't think that okay, I'm a front end developer, I can't do back end, or I'm a data scientist, I won't do a front end thing. Do whatever is needed at this point, because I think going down the lane in future, people will not respect you more on your specific skill, but how much adaptive or flexible you are.
Yeah, that's a very impactful advice for our learners. Like, be more vocal about what you do. That's nice. Thank you very much for watching this podcast. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel and go check out Personate.ai.